Here's 10 ways to increase your YouTube views very simply, very quickly. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace, thanks so much for sponsoring. Number one, it's probably the most important thing. They're all really important. But a super strong hook at the beginning of a video. By hook, I just mean you have to tell people what you're gonna be doing in that video. That needs to match their expectations for the video that they clicked on. If you can pull that out, even in the edit, like even if sequentially throughout your day you didn't kind of remember to say what the thing was at the beginning of the video, if you just pull it from the middle or from the end, or even record it after the fact when you're editing, if you can give someone a clear picture of what they're gonna get in your video, they're more likely to continue watching it. And watch time is very crucial on YouTube. You want people to watch the whole way through your video. So strong hook at the beginning, thing number one. Number two, we hear it all the time, you gotta have a good thumbnail, but it like gets watered down because of what is a good thumbnail. The thing is, and I've done this numerous times, on Twitter I've posted like, which thumbnail do you like better? Oftentimes, the one that gets picked is the better picture. The better picture for maybe Instagram, or maybe for one that you'd wanna hang on a wall in a house. But the better picture is not always the better thumbnail. The better thumbnail is the one that gets clicked the most. So how to kind of break that down and explain it, you know, there's a lot of talk about faces because you connect with someone in their eyes. I think even more than that is make it intriguing. How does this thumbnail make someone curious to click on it, to know what the video is about? Yes, a good picture, but an intriguing, a curiosity-inducing photo, thumbnail with, you know, stands out, a lot of contrast, whatever. Make it interesting and curiosity-inducing and intriguing. The same goes for title, and there's a lot of talk about titles, and this does have to do with the style of content that you're making. Like I make vlogs primarily, and then some of this kind of like how to YouTube stuff. But if you're doing how-to stuff, throwing how-to in the title is great, because YouTube then knows algorithmically, like, okay, this is a how-to video. When it gets more into kind of vlog style, or just kind of, you know, it's not as cut and dry what this video is about, especially when you don't already have a large following. It can get really hard to make a great title. And there is no one silver bullet when it comes to the title. But again, the thing that I would say is make it curiosity inducing. The type of person that you want watching your video, think about where their head's at, and when they read this title, is it something that they're going to be interested in clicking? Before I get to 4, let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the place to make your website, to host your content, to sell your artwork, build your email list, whatever it is that you're trying to do online. Squarespace is the way. It's the home base to amplify that. It's designed for people who don't want to become experts at making a website. They just want to get something professional and good up on the internet and fast. That's exactly what Squarespace offers. It's what I use for my personal site. It's always fast, it's always super intuitive, the templates are on point. If you want to try it out, you can go to squarespace.com/CodyWarner to get a free trial, and then when you're ready to buy, use the code CodyWarner for 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace, thanks again. Number 4, use TubeBuddy or any keyword tool to add tags to your videos. Again, a lot of talk about, do tags matter, do they not matter? I can tell you from experience, when you put a video on YouTube as a smaller channel without tags, the stuff that gets suggested after that video is the weirdest stuff. And it's because YouTube, in the beginning at least, has no idea what that video is about. Yeah, get your description on point, but get something that makes it easy to add tags. With TubeBuddy, you know, I can just click on, these are the things that this video is about, and I have at least something there to give myself the best chance of getting views. Like, if no tags get you 80% of the way, why not go the rest of the way? You know what I'm saying? Why not go the rest of the way? Make good stuff, throw some tags on it. It just makes sense to me. Number 5, super crucial, hard to do for sure, hard to find the balance, but cut out the dead space, okay? Don't give people the opportunity to get bored listening to you talk. This is an informational based video, so hopefully you're still listening to it. It's really easy to ramble on. It's really easy to, you know, Dan Mace calls it location sickness, where you're in a location and things are looking cool, so you start shooting all this stuff, and then you fall in love with that footage, and you end up putting it in your edit when it really had nothing to do with it. it's easy to do that in the edit too, where you're like, well, no, this is important. I gotta really make this point. Like, yes, keep it simple. Yes, make sure you're clear in your videos, but don't go so far as to let people just kind of, their minds wander. They pick up their phone, they're on Twitter, now they're not even like listening to your video anymore, and then before they know it, they're just off the platform completely. Cut out the dead space. Should probably take that advice for this video, to be honest, but let's stick with me. Number 6, similar but different, okay? Don't let them look away. So often when I'm watching a video, I end up looking at my phone while I'm watching the video. I have premium, so I can let it run in the background. I'm just listening to it, which is fine. Like, that's fine, as long as there's something that eventually brings me back to wanting to watch it. If you're using B-roll well, if you're not just doing sitting here talking head videos, like if you're actually showing people what you're talking about or showing people what the video is about, as opposed to just telling them what the video is about, you're gonna have a more engaged viewer, and you're gonna have, you know, longer watch time, which is really what all of this is about. There's some creators who do this really well. Eric is one of them, where he's just doing these constant jump cuts and punch cuts and all of this. Like, you just never have an opportunity to look away. It can be exhausting watching the video, but your eyes become glued to the screen. You know, find the balance in there, find what works for you, but use visual cues to really make people want to keep watching, not just listening. Number 7, solid payoff. You want a solid payoff by the end of the person watching your video. Like, you want them to leave that video thinking, yep, I got what I wanted, whether it's entertainment, whether it's information, whether it, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to offer with this video, just make them feel that by the time they leave the video. Solid payoff. This one's tough. Number 8 is super hard. An overarching channel story is something that not a lot of channels can pull off well, but when a channel does pull it off well, it works extremely well. Casey Neistat is a great example of this, where you kept coming back to his channel because you didn't care about just each video individually, you cared about the entire arc of the story of Casey Neistat in New York City, or whatever it is. How do you do this? You know, just letting people into whatever that overarching story is, maybe teasing it every once in a while, maybe coming back to recurring themes every once in a while. It's gonna be different for each type of content, but having some sort of overarching story works very well if you can figure out how to pull it off. Study some of the greats. This is one that I bet none of you are gonna do, but this is, honestly, if we all did this, our stuff would get so much better. Ask 3 YouTubers to review your stuff before you put it on the internet, before you put like final publish. If you had 3 people watch your stuff and give feedback, like actually tell you, hey, I looked away, I checked Twitter at this time code, like imagine how much that's gonna help with retention. Just 3 people. If we took any of our channels as seriously as like even the most basic business, where you always are doing research and development before you're bringing a product to market, you're always asking for feedback before the final thing, imagine how much better our stuff would get, how much better watch time, how much better content. If we just even ask one person to watch it and give some honest, quality, just retention-based feedback. It doesn't have to be about cinematography, message, content, anything. It can be, but just retention-based feedback. That would be huge. That would be huge. I dare you to do that. Prove me wrong that you're not gonna do that, okay? Number 10, I always like to end with the like really life goals. You gotta be kind. Offer to help other people, other YouTubers, just people in your life. When you find something you like, share it and promote it and talk about it. If you're able to share posts on your channel, then push it on your own channel. And do it all with no expectation of anything in return. Like, if you can, everyone knows when something's being done for them because that person wants you to do something for them. Do not be that person, all right? Do this stuff, be kind, be an awesome kind of collaborative YouTuber peer for no reason other than that's just who you are and that's who you wanna be, okay? And that sort of stuff, you put that out into the world, there's nothing but good stuff that's gonna happen from that. Those are the 10 things. Check out Squarespace when you get a chance. Get yourself a website. Thanks so much for being here. Subscribe, like the bells, hit the buttons. See you in the next one.